This episode of Heartbeat Alaska is brought to you by Rural Energy Enterprises.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
It's time to pull out those video cameras and start getting those greetings. Each year, Heartbeat Alaska brings you holiday greetings from villages across the state. Would you like to see your village on our Christmas special? Then send us a tape with your village greetings. We can accept VHS, Super VHS, and Mini DV. Send your tape to Jeannie Green Productions, 6250 Tuttle Place, number 5, Anchorage, Alaska, 99507. Christmas is almost here, and we'd love to see you on Heartbeat Alaska.
Turn it up! Turn it up!
1, 2, 3, 4, let's go.
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Hello and welcome to Heartbeat Alaska Native News and Information. I'm Jeannie Green. Thank you so much for joining me, and hello to all our good buddies in the 13 other states where Heartbeat Alaska is aired. Oh, I'd like to hear from you once in a while. Please call me or email me at jeanniegreen@ak.net. I'd love to hear from you. Today we travel up the Nushagak River to the village situated furthest up the river called Koliganek, Alaska. Welcome to Kaliganik. To many, it's known as New Kaliganik, for the present site of the village is its third location. This Yupik village of a little over 200 people sits on the left bank of the Nushagak River and is the furthest village upriver. Here, the people have survived for countless generations and today still live a lifestyle that is based on subsistence activities. Although Koliganek is a traditional Yupik community, the people have found a comfortable balance between their culture and the Russian Orthodox faith.
It plays a very important role in their lives spiritually. You know, keeps the people closely knitted together in their belief. You know, as you know, this village is a small village and everyone knows everyone. And there's a lot of relatives here, and many of the people here are predominantly Orthodox. and the church has played an important role in their lives. And without the faith, we can't do anything. And it's always a belief that we put our trust and faith in God to help us, and the people here have done that, and they continue to do so.
Today, the Carr brothers are putting away fish for their dogs and their families. If there's one thing the people of Koliganek know and understand, it's the importance of preparing for the seasons. With the knowledge that has been handed down from generation to generation and their strong belief in God, these Yupik have always had a tie to their land that has forever provided for their people. Elder Elia Ishnook Sr. recalls how the land has always provided for the people of Kaliganik.
The land for those old people, when they go hunting, they take a little bit food and go camp without sleeping back. We had park and ground square and animal caribou lakes, Gumlickpuk, you be cool. I work in 3 Kaliganiks. First, second, third. They moved on to second Kaliganik. The guys say, yeah, it's got new wood and winter time too far to get wood, Then they moved on to second Kaliganik up there. We stayed there for a while and it used to be lots of snow, Even winter time, one time in January month, when he start mild weather, ice already, ice on the river, the break the ice, mild weather, rain, flooded. How many times summer, springtime they flood that place up the second Kaliganik. That's why we're going to move down a high place.
Back in the early 1960s, the BIA came to our village and said, you guys need a new school, but in order for you guys to get a new school, you guys are going to have to take and move to higher ground, because the village that you're on now, it floods and the whole village floods. So we're afraid that the new school will flood, and we don't want that to happen. So the villagers got together and then decided to move to the new Koliganek that we're living in now.
The new site is perched high above the Nushigak on a slough that branches off of the river. It's a protected site that offers easy access to the river and the surrounding land. To the locals, it's a place that offers the necessities of life and the peaceful comforts of a small, secluded village.
It's beautiful. It's a small native village. Everything is slow paced in the village. You probably noticed. It's really different because it's just a different way of life. Everything's off the land. Caring people, they have good family values. A lot of people go hunting with their kids, and I guess it's just family. That's where it starts.
Koliganek is, in my mind, the best village that I've ever visited or been to, and that's saying a lot, because the villages in Bristol Bay are all really, the people are outstanding. They open your home. They don't even know you, but they'll open their home up to you, and the people in Koliganek are some of the best. Half of them are my family now, since I met and married my wife here, and so they're outstanding and very supportive.
Where's the other keyword?
heavy, so we know it's something it weighs. We know that something is heavy. What else does it tell us? As a school teacher, I interact with the parents a lot. And so they support me all the time, you know, when we help to educate their kids and stuff. And so it makes it a great place to live, for sure.
But how about the education system in Koliganek? How is the school that is located 65 miles from the nearest hub of Dillingham doing academically? Just ask the 7th and 8th grade teacher, Cody McCanna.
It's good. It's, I don't just say that because I'm a teacher, of course, but as far as the state's concerned, we made AYP, which is a big deal now. It's adequately yearly progress. And that says that the students in our school are making the expected growth from the year before to last year. And so, and I think that between having a really good staff here in Koliganek and having really good parents, you know, our kids are kind of being pushed in that direction. You know, it's not just us, it's not just the parents, you know, we're kind of both helping them along, so it's good.
It's this kind of care and attention to detail that has kept the kids of Koliganek on track and moving forward in our ever-changing world. And like other villages across the state, Koliganek has literally created a place for the youth to recreate. With guidance from adults in the community, the youth actually built a place of their own. And with grants from the Youth Opportunity Program, the kids of Koliganek now have a place to hang out, search for other scholarships, and research materials that can help them get into college and other training programs.
I work at the Youth Opportunity Program as a youth development specialist. It's a program for the youth that was created a few years back. Basically, it's there for the kids to go and play, or else they go there to, I help a lot of kids with supportive services or help them with filling out scholarships. It's open in the evenings. They're there at 5 o'clock. I have a young lady working. I had one that did they do 6-week interns, and one just finished at the end of May, and one started about 3 weeks ago. Her name is Sarah Tuggian.
I open the rec hall for 3 hours a day. It's a 6-week job. It's cool, it's good. I'll get all the teens to hang out together, and it helps scholarships, seniors and people going to college.
By placing as much importance on their culture and traditional lifestyle as they do on the future of their children, the village of Koliganek is preparing their youth for the future of tomorrow, while ensuring that the Yupik culture remains alive in their children forever.
Oh no! Hey, get city up!
It's summer in Koliganek, and the youth all know where to be during this time of the year, at this swimming hole. About a mile away from the village is a small slough where the youth gather after school to cool off. While we were there, Oscar Olson Jr. decided to sing a song to his girlfriend in Port Hayden.
I think of you day and night. I think of you day and night.
For all the other kids, fun was the only item on the agenda. They even found a way to entertain themselves with mud.
Like you all.
And that's from my girlfriend. And that's from my girlfriend Sarah Anderson from Port Island.
The village has several different projects taking place at the same time. The HIP project, or Home Improvement Project, has been going on now for the past few years. It's a way of improving the quality of life for some while bringing employment and money into the village.
Back 7 years ago or so, the federal government, they designed a program so that funds could come into the village where you could remodel homes up to 75%. And it's worked well in our village. And then we try and go by their guidelines and policies. So, and it's worked very well. I mean, we do couple houses each year. We fix them up to 75%, and people are happy. And the more we do, the better we become and do it in a more efficient way. The hire is local. It's all local people. You have your main head carpenter and then a couple helpers, and then we use like electricians and plumbers, but those ones, they just come in when they're needed. But it's basically the head carpenter and a couple carpenter helpers, and it's all local hire.
Another project that has provided employment and smoother travel for locals is the road project.
That started about 5-6 years ago also. I wanted this program to continue, so I contacted BIA, Branch of Roads, and told them that if there's any money available for road maintenance, and they said yes, there is. So we have a good portion of funds from them, and then it looks like, I hope that it'll last a few years, so that we can maintain our roads and then have a better place to live and so forth.
And speaking of a better place to live, Pat Byrne is busy doing just that. Through funding from the Environmental Protection Agency, the IGAP program provides garbage pickup 5 days a week in the village.
Anu Isaki and Sally Tuggan, they run that program. They got some funding to have someone in the village pick up trash around the homes, and that's worked so well. But it's worked very well. It keeps our village clean. Sanitation-wise, it just improved it so much. The IGAP program that we have in a village has done very, very well. They've created a couple other positions, like I said, for somebody to pick up the trash and burn it.
And while many new positions have been created for residents of Koliganek, there's one very important position in the village that is currently threatened by the statewide debate over regionalization.
It looks like to me that they want to take and regionalize the VPSO program. We don't know if that's going to be an ideal thing to do.
All these villages on this river here, the VPSO is the only law enforcement. But one village might have a VPO down, the next village down, New Stuyahak. They just got their village police officer. But most of the villages only have a VPSO in their village. There's no city police, no village police. So there's only one person. If the VPSOs were taken out of the village, it would be, we'd have to rely on the state troopers, because we can't call any other police departments or anything to come out to the village. We'd have to rely on the state troopers, and they're centralized like in Dillingham. And response time is going to be depending on weather and flights and when they can get here. So in cases of emergency, without a VPSO, the response time is going to be quite a bit longer.
It's an argument that's being heard across the state, especially in those communities which are hard to reach. If the state of Alaska does regionalize services such as the village public safety officers, then many locals believe that the crime rate will soar and drugs and alcohol will become more prevalent in the rural communities. But for now, there are more immediate concerns on the minds of many locals, such as filling the freezer full of moose meat. For Herman Nelson Sr. and Herman Nelson Jr., it's an opportunity to spend time together on the river, doing what they've done for years, hunting.
It's very important, a subsistence lifestyle. I don't think that you're ever going to see it, you know, it's not going to go away. I mean, you know, a good majority of your meat, your fish, you get from the land. I mean, there's a lot of fish in the river. We have pike, whitefish, grayling, salmon, you know, lake. If you go up to the lake, you get lake trout, and so we get our moose and our caribou, our porcupine, our beaver. We still do a lot of subsistence, you know, and we still eat those foods. It's always going to be needed in rural communities.
There was plenty of wildlife to be seen this morning. However, with the river being as low as it was, the Nelsons were unable to travel up the many other rivers that branch off of the Nushagak. But today is just the first day of the opener, and they will have other days to catch their moose and prepare for the winter which lies ahead. In the meantime, Sarah McCanna is busy putting fish away for the winter, a skill she has learned from her parents and elders.
We caught some silvers. My husband and I, we went up to the one on the Nushagak River, and we caught 9 silvers, so I was putting them away to put in the freezer. I filleted them and I chunked some, and just for the winter supply. I learned from my dad, my mom, my husband too, so all 3 of them. My mom and I, we put up kings together, and my dad and I, we do whitefish in the spring and fall. And my mom and I do kings in probably June, July. We split the kings, and we make strips, and with the whitefish, we dry the whitefish.
We teach them how to hunt, how to fish, everything. Take care of the meat, take care of the fish, pick berries. They're all my kids are hard working, and they get along with everybody.
For the people who live here, the river and the surrounding area have always provided a life for them, their families, and their future. They're connected to the land, they're connected to the Creator, and there is no other place they would rather be.
This is home. I grew up in the bush, and the bush will always be my home. And when I go to the city, I miss the bush. You know, there's not much hustle and bustle going on. You know, you're in a place where you know everyone, and everyone provides you with subsistence food, and we can even go out and get fish, you know, when we want. And they provide with meat during the moose and caribou openings. But the bush is home.
I like it here. It's out of the way, quiet. I get to live off the land. The outdoors is out my back door. I wouldn't trade it for any other kind of life.
This episode of Heartbeat Alaska is brought to you by Rural Energy Enterprises.
Thank you, everyone in Koliganek, Alaska, and thank you, Rural Energy Enterprises, for bringing this program to the viewers of Heartbeat Alaska. God bless every single one of you, and join me again next week for more Heartbeat Alaska.
To purchase a copy of this program, have your credit card ready and call area code 907-563-7440, or send check or money order to Jeannie Green Productions, 6250 Tuttle Place, number 5, Anchorage, Alaska 99507. Ask for the program number listed below.